Member for Corangamite.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Assistant Minister for Education. Will the Minister explain what recent ABS data tells us about women's participation in the paid workforce? Why is it critical that Australian families have affordable, flexible and accessible childcare?
I call the Honourable Assistant Minister for Education.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's a pleasure to take a question from the member for Corangamite, who had a distinguished career in media, law, journalism and management before coming into this place, and we welcome her contribution. We really do. Madam Speaker, recent ABS data reveal that just 57.5% of mothers with children under 5 are participating in the labour force, compared to 94% of men with children of the same age. Now, up to a point that's unsurprising, given that it is usually women who have the caring role with children in those early years. But when you consider that that figure rises sharply to 78% of women once their children hit school age, we realise that this is quite concerning. And the Productivity Commission's draft report found that the affordability of childcare is the really big barrier to women's participation in the workforce, and particularly to women with children under 5. Now, Labor has made the problem worse by allowing fees to go up so massively under their term in power. 6 years, and costs for parents went up, out-of-pocket costs went up 40%, and their Band-Aid solutions only made the problem worse. But, Madam Speaker, the member for Sydney cried her latest instalment of crocodile tears in the House this question time, talking about low-income superannuation and women's participation. And I just would like to make this point. What is the single biggest factor that affects women's superannuation balances? Time spent in the workforce. Participation in the workforce. And what's the single biggest barrier to participation in the workforce? Unaffordable and inaccessible childcare. And by the way, the other thing is a paid parental leave system that looks after superannuation. So don't come in here with your grandstanding about the gender pay gap and your crocodile tears about low-income women, failing to recognise, as your own response to the budget, as your own response to the budget told us, the increase that women's participation adds in terms of the economy, $25 billion, with just a 6% increase, found by your own agencies, is the very thing that your policy held back for 6 years. You spent that time putting politics before parents. It's parents, it's mothers who are now paying the price. It's 700,000 parents unable to access the childcare they need, that need the response that this government will provide to solve the childcare crisis left by Labor.